Hello and welcome to Outside the Box with Candle Kitchens. Today I'm going to be discussing my experiences that I have had with digital game production, the course that I have just completed, in which we have gone and made a full video game in a production environment rather than it being a typical course. So, to talk about my experience, I believe that the course went well. With it being the first time that the course has been created and taken, there's bound to be issues in how people would respond to it, especially with it being a production environment rather than being an actual class environment. I think that the progress that was made was great. I personally would have liked it better if we had a type of class, maybe learning some Unity in like a prior class, or maybe we had to like acquaint ourselves with the program before the studio class began, because having that learning curve was a little bit difficult, and it kind of took away from some of the progress that we were able to make in the course. We had a lot of discussion, a lot of planning that had to be done, and I feel like the planning period took up a little bit too much time, especially since we ended up with only 5 weeks to make the game rather than making it within 7 or 8. And I think that did put a little bit of strain on, especially the development side there at the end. I was one of the developers for it, and I personally think that really this type of course would do better with a heavier on the development side team. If there was also any way for there to be more than one person working on a computer, then I think that would have made things a little bit easier as well, because having to do everything from just my computer did take up a lot of time and did slow us down. I think it was just kind of hard working with others when not everyone has the same level of motivation to be in the class. Some people in the class were seniors, and they were just ready to take a DMA course to get out and graduate. Whereas for myself personally, this was one of the large courses that was going to heavily impact not only my portfolio, but also my experiences that will prepare me for my future career. With me being a game design minor, I've been anticipating this class ever since it was announced, which was 2 years ago. And it was a little bit frustrating at times that not everyone seemed to be as excited or as interested in the completion of it, which that kind of thing is bound to happen with any class. I also think just that we kind of had a lot of the people in the course didn't really understand how to have constructive communication, and I feel like that's a definite prerequisite. We would have discussions in class, and someone would always be domineering the conversation rather than it being an agreement of everything. And I kind of enjoyed, and I also kind of didn't like when we had those like seemingly pointless debates, mainly just because over like trivial things, really, because it did take up time that we could have utilized to look ahead to stuff in the class. Overall, I had a great time. I have definitely learned a ton from this, and I think that this has prepared me for some of my early work, honestly, in game design, because this kind of thing is bound to happen where there's groups that aren't as suited to each other just yet, or groups that maybe aren't as experienced. And so it's definitely prepared me for the sense of I need to kind of know what I'm doing and be able to stay on top of my game with that. I really am proud of the result of the class and how we came up with this game. I am also just wanting to make sure that we can go through and we can finish it, because we did say we would be making a full level, and while we did that, I don't think it really made... I think it'd be better for us to go and complete the game so we have a solid evidence of our work. But that's all I have. Thank you.